Now, when someone writes something down for someone else, right, and it's kind of hard to prophesy or write about your own obituary, right? hmm And some say at least how Moses died would have to be written by someone else, right? Right. So, yet the thing is, though, um, there are miracles all around you, right? Yet you have to believe that through faith of your own mouth, right? When Jesus would heal someone, he would ask them, "What would you have me do?" Right? And Lord, that I may receive my sight, or Lord, that I may do this or do that, or they knew what the problem was, right? And sometimes the Father would petition Jesus, or right, the family members, right, like with Lazarus or Jared's daughter, right? Yeah, was his name, right? But you all kind of get the point. Even the centurion knew, right, that Jesus could heal him, right, and confess verbally, right. See, sometimes you forget the mouth has the power of life and death. In other words, the power of life and death is in your tongue, right? If you have something wrong with you, it is an attack by our enemy, right? Because we sinned with him in Eden, right? And you got to understand, he was involved, period. He got us to eat of the tree we weren't supposed to eat of, even if it wasn't a tree, like you think of a tree. That's what you can't get past, right? The tree he's talking about wasn't a tree. And men tell you we're trees, especially Jewish men. But the Jewish men today don't hear that anymore, do they? Nor the Christians, right? When Jesus said, "Every tree that bringeth forth not good fruit," he's talking to you Christians, he's talking to you Jews, right? But what are you not doing? Forgiving each other, right? You're all wrong when you don't tell the whole truth. Even other religions only go so far with the truth themselves. Why? They're following you, and they're your examples, right? Even the Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, right? They don't understand their spirit is God, right? You are the reincarnation of God. We can be replenished incarnation of God, right? In other words, we're the same people we were 16,000 years ago, but we just don't remember because we were in darkness and then came back to the light, right? If you go to dark and come to light, you go to dark and come to light, it's like being asleep for 16,000 years, and you're not aware of the passing of time, you just know you're here now, right? We think it's 2,000 years after Jesus. Maybe it's longer than that, maybe it's 16,000 years. For you. In other words, you're here now every 16,000 years at the same time, same place, same person, same people around you who are either helping you or hurting you, right? Or you're hurting yourself, right? That's the problem too, right? Now, Jesus spake as one having authority from who? God. Not from the men around him. They didn't understand him. They didn't want him to be their Messiah. They were more worried about what Rome would do about it than to actually join their real Messiah. That's why Isaiah 53 mentions the suffering Messiah. His own people would betray him, but he's dying for their transgressions, right? To cover them. And us too, right? Even if you start being 50-50 or 30-70 or whatever, right? Or maybe 10-15. Who knows, right? What percentage we really are compared to the truth of Jesus, right? See, there's two truths. There's the truth of Satan in the Bible, and then there's the truth of God in the Bible. But God only does good. He only blesses you. He never curses you, right? So who's teaching us to curse each other? Satan, right? By cursing, you're cursed, right? By breaking the rules and trying to punish the person breaking the rules, that's what Satan wants you to do, right? Because we cannot break the rules, right? Adultery is just sex with a woman. It does not mean I know she's your wife, right? All the time. And if I'm having sex with a woman, you're doing something so badly she's going to be with schizophrenic. Yeah. That's kind of how I see it too, right? I'm also trying to get rid of her too. I'm like, if you don't want me, you don't want me. If you want me, won't me, right? But she's also tired of you, right? Whatever's going on, right? I don't know you. I don't care what you do in your house with her, right? But if she's coming to me, she's obviously more interested in me than you think, right? Or want her to be. And then I gotta wonder, are you interfering with my memory of being with her? If you are, fine, right? I can deal with that, right? If I don't remember nothing, I can't say nothing happened, right? But I know if I can survive a wreck in a 3-story fall, even a gunshot might not matter. Which would really mess up your world, wouldn't it? You can't kill me. And unlike Jason Voorhees, I'm not seeking revenge. You are. You're being the devil in disguise. You're still blessing and cursing and still going to hell with him because you won't stop, right? I'm not saying you can't use the law to quit being like Satan either. Mm-hmm. That is the problem, though, with the law. Moses was raised up in Egyptian, right? As an Egyptian for 40 years, right? So when he gave them the law, he's really giving them the Egyptian law, right? Those are rules you find in Egypt too, right? You find them anywhere. Don't steal, don't do this, don't do that. And punish those breaking the law, right? Not forgive them like Jesus said. Uh-oh. See, he realized something they didn't, right? About Moses' laws. They weren't 100% from the true God, right? They were 50-50 from men and Satan trying to play God to you, right? It's Satan who knows when you do something wrong, nothing happens to you. That's what he hates about serving us, right? If he does not serve us, we can sin with him, right? And that's all we're doing, though, to God, is sitting with the enemy, right? Who made himself the enemy and once was a son, right? And daughter of God, too, right? We all are. You can't have a male without a female or a female without the male in the Lord, right? Right. We're not independent of each other, right? If that's true, right? You're resisting the truth, not God. God always tells the truth. It can't lie, nor can love lie, right? But it loves the liar, right? Even while they're lying. It never hates you, right? Though you can hate yourself more than love does, right? Or 50-50. See, if you hate what you're doing and you know it's wrong, no matter how much you act like it's not wrong, you know it's wrong, right? And you know why? No. So that's the deal, right? All you have to do is repent and forgive others their trespasses to be forgiven yourself, right? See, if you're accusing me of molesting my stepdaughter, I know I didn't, and I forgive the accusation, but I explain why I wasn't. I was sleeping on the couch, right? That should make sense to a normal person. The only way she could interact with me is if she came in there of her own volition, or her mother purposely let her come in there to test us. Which is crazy if she just left me straight to Tennessee. But I still wouldn't do nothing with her. Not sexually. I might do something bathroom related or, something like that. See if you wanted a shower or a bath or something, right? I don't know why she would even be with me, but there's only 4 reasons a child would normally wake you up in the night. And the first 2, they'll ask you and tell you they want something to drink or eat, right? You ain't gotta ask them, right? They'll tell you what they want. What you up for, right? What you in here for, right? I know. And she ain't supposed to be in there with me at all. There's a separation. It's called a wall and a door, and right. And in her mother's room with her, right. I'm on the couch. Yes, I'm out in the open, but only if she comes towards me, right. And then I have to deal with it if I did or didn't, right. And then she either has to wake me up fully or partially by being stared at me for a few minutes. I don't know, right. I'm guessing, right. With amnesia, I have to guess, right? You can't know, because if my ex-wife knew, she could report me then, or she knows there was very little contact, right? Herself, right? Whoever you are, you're playing on a dangerous game, not only with me, but with those who are really molested and those who are using molestation to act like someone molested them. You have both problems in the world, right? Some people really are molested, and some people pretend they are to get publicity, right? See, that's what you're doing, but not doing too, right? You know the reason if I got one good video, right, and the rest are mockumentaries, right? They don't know what to believe about it, right? Is probably why. You know it's going to ruin any career I could have just by the accusation, right? Most people don't really trust one another anyway, the 6 billion people in the world. Only 1 billion are trying to follow Jesus, and I'm not saying you're not trying, right? I'm trying to give you credit for that, but there again, when Paul says the male and female are one in Christ Jesus, you're not like Jesus. The male and female aren't one in you. They were one in Adam, they were one in true hermaphrodites, right? But not you, but not you. You don't hear that statement. It goes in one ear and out the other. He also says neither is the man without the woman nor the woman without the man, right? That's androgyny, right? Androgynous is what the word means, right? And the Gnostics use it, calls lots of other people are one in Christ Jesus, right? If you go from andro to male and female, so did Moses do that. Ish is man. Isha, woman. Right? See the similarities? Woe, man, or womb man, right? And then man. Who's the stick with the dipstick, right? To put in the oil into the ground and join with his wife's egg, right? Who came first, the chicken or the egg, right? Well, the rooster has to impregnate the egg, right? Before it becomes an egg, really. Because once the shell hardens, it's just another egg, right? But if the sperm gets into the egg before the shell hardens, right? What happens then, right? It's a chick, right? It becomes a chicken, right? Itself, right? This is just simple reproduction, right? But was the chicken both, too, and became male and female, too, right? For it, two were formed to seek a godly chicken. Just as we were formed to seek a godly human, right? As one, then two, then two. That's the reverse, again, right, of how we reproduce, but to start out with a species, right, and to make it that species, I don't know, even if the angels intermingled with it later on between Satan's sin and chapter the flood, chapter 6, right, that's at least a few thousand years itself, right? And if men are reproducing at, say, a similar rate to today, right, no wonder the angels were taking certain of the daughters and making them their wives, right? Meaning having sex with them. But they're lying to them that they were both androgynous, right? Why? They too had to form a body based on Adam's body, but some of them added stuff. An extra row of teeth, 6 fingers, right? Are we supposed to have 6 fingers or 5, right? Either way, it's an even number, right? 10 or 12, 10 or 12. Some people have 6 fingers, right? Ain't that odd? Ain't that odd? That's a totally different hand for a human being to have. How many fingers did Jesus have? 5, I guess, typically, right? Or he would have stood out like a sore thumb, right? Now, what do you do about his boobs, though, right? He wore a girdle on his chest. It tells you what he did with them in Jerusalem, right? In Samaria, in Galilee, right? He wore a girdle under his outfit, right? Hello, answered. But you can't handle the truth anymore. But who's lying? The other 11. The other 11, right? Good Matthias, right? Which makes 12. Paul's the only one to deal with the truth besides John, right? And John calls him the door, which is a hint, right? And he that has the bride is the bridegroom. Well, either he was married or the female was within him or both, right? Right. Because Isaiah speaks of one man having 7 women, right? Or Isha, right? And they had a reproach, which back then was having a baby. The woman at the well had 5 husbands and a lover, right? Why she couldn't get pregnant? She couldn't get pregnant. Jesus told the disciples, I have meat to eat of that you do not. Well, the woman seemed to be the target, wasn't she? Yeah. Like Rachel and Jacob's. Maybe Jesus was with her too, and you lost the interpretation because of Catholics, right? Not blaming you, Catholic, but still. You can't handle the truth. Can you? You know it. You know it. Like in A Few Good Men, right? Or A Few Bad Men, again, right? I understand taking care of the country, but not at the expense of others, right? See, my shipmates just wanted sex with me, or they wouldn't train me and give me bad evals as a quid pro quo situation, right? Now, I can't prove it, but the evals do, right? See, you can't do nothing if no one trains you and you don't know what you're doing, right?